Then let's talk about post recovery. Now, I'll tell you what is the most important thing about this post recovery stage. You have to believe that you have recovered. You have to believe that everything worked out and you are doing good, whether you were in the hospital, whether you were at home. Till you don't believe, you don't accept that, yes, I am fine. I had COVID. I am out of COVID. I have survived COVID. This post recovery stage can get elongated. Okay, there are a lot of talks about it can go from 3 weeks to 3 months and all of that, which is very true. But today also I spoke to someone who's above 70 years old, and he's doing extremely well within 3 weeks. Okay, he's such a positive person, and of course he's having a little weakness and a little leg pain and body pain, and it's there, no doubt. But he knows that he has recovered. So till you don't believe you have recovered, you're really going to take very long to kind of move out of this phase. Okay, second thing, stop worrying about complications like black fungus. Okay, I agree, we still don't have enough answers of what is actually causing it, but we know for sure that when your immunity dips, okay, when you're immunocompromised, and your sugars are not under control, these two reasons can easily contribute to black fungus. Okay, but I mean, to be fair, there are talks about that oxygen mask being a little infected, the water being a little infected, but nothing has been proven so far. Okay, there is still a lot of research going on around this. Black fungus is not a new thing. Black fungus has been with us for many years. It's just that now the assumption is that because COVID kind of hits the immunity so much, it is not only for a diabetic, it can come to any immunocompromised person. Okay, so what you need to understand is that this post recovery stage, you have to start building yourself. So you start with your mind, you start with your body. Now when you talk about body, you don't have to rush to exercise. Okay, you don't have to rush to lifting weights and all of that, but you should think about movement, you should think about stretching. Okay, now if you were at home and you listened to me, you were already moving a little. Okay, and if you've recovered, so you can increase that. So suppose you were doing 5 minutes of walk. Okay, you can do a 7-minute walk. You do 7 minutes of walk, you can do 10 minutes walk. Okay, suppose you say you want to do 20 minutes, but don't do it at a stretch. You do 10 minutes, take a good break for 2-3 minutes, just sit, relax, sip some water, stretch a little bit, and then you can do 5 minutes or 5 minutes again. Okay, stretching. Now when you're talking about any disease, it really hits the muscles. Okay, you can get a lot of stiffness in the body, and you can have muscle loss. So don't what you need to do is really basic stretching. Put your hands up, take it down to the side, the way we used to do in the school PD exercises. Shoulder exercises, rotate the shoulders. The neck exercises, don't go into rotation of the neck. Okay, and hip rotations, ankle rotations. So even if you just start these basic stuff where you're just moving your body, it is quite enough for at least for the first couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Of course it depends on you. If you feel good within the first 2-3 weeks, also if you feel like going a little faster for a brisker walk, please go ahead, that's your choice. But always remember to listen to your body. If your body is telling you, I'm tired, I want to stop, it's okay. This is not about a competition, this is not about a marathon, it's about getting better. Okay, second is breathing. You have to still continue doing your breathing exercises. Okay, if you're bored of the spirometer, you get balloons, you start blowing balloons. You have you have this. I think Luke had also shown a video where we had a physiotherapist who had come, take up like a bowl of water, start blowing bubbles into that water. Okay, anything which makes your lung capacity increase, please start doing the breathing exercises. Okay, food is something which is very important. One point I missed, during when you're recovering, when you're suffering from COVID, if you have changes in the taste and the smell and all, your appetite will go down. Okay, so don't try to put too many karas inside you. Look for easy digestible food that you feel like eating. Of course you can go ahead and avoid packaged food and refined sugar and all, but if someone like an older individual likes like a porridge which is sweeter, and maybe you can add jaggery or a little bit of good quality honey, please go ahead and let them have it. Okay, because good food is very important for recovery. So that same thing has to continue during the post recovery stage also. Okay, there are supplements which can be used, but like I said, no self supplementation. So if you need to reach out to an expert, please go ahead and do that. Okay, so I hope I've been able to kind of summarize what everybody has to do. And when I'm saying, I don't see, normally whoever is known me and been with me, I don't force things on you guys. Okay, but what I've tried to do is these things, if you can do at least maybe 80%, I would like 100%, but even if you can do 80% on most days. Okay, 80% of these things are done on most days. Okay, you can see your numbers coming down. You know you're in better shape. I'm not a report person, but unfortunately, when you talk about sugars, it's half the times it's asymptomatic. Okay, so I need your reports to look nice. Also, I need your glucometer readings to look good. Okay, of course, you don't like too many pricks. You can get the CGMS device done, which is a device which automatically takes your sugars. But always remember that it is only for 15 days. So if you want to shift to another sensor, that's absolutely fine, but there might be a good chance that you'll have to shift back to a glucometer also. Okay, so be a little open to the pricks, but I said you don't have to do it very often. Last but not the least, I keep saying this often and I'm repeating it again. It's your choice at the end of the day. How you live, your lifestyle, the choices that you make, how much control you're going to do, how you're going to manage is at the end of the day, it's your choice. Okay, but it does start with an individual. If every individual makes healthy choices for themselves, it will affect your family, it will affect your community, eventually your entire population will start benefiting, and then entire nation. Okay, and I feel right now this is so important, because this is what we need to do to prevent the third wave. If we individuals start taking care of themselves, I am telling you, we will be able to avoid the third wave. Okay, so please guys, take action, take control of your lives, forget what is happening around you, do what you can do for yourself, take care of yourself, and everybody will be we will all be in a healthier place tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much for listening in today.